Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be doing part 6 of the official final update to wrap up this guy's story. Of the title, Man Leaves Cheating Wife in Hotel with Nothing But Her Bra, but then that discovery was only the beginning. And guys, where I left off a couple hours earlier, and I'm glad I now know you're all done being pissed off at me hearing the final part here, that ended with him finally getting the leverage. The video footage giving him the leverage he needs to get her out of the house, finally. So we're going to pick up where things left off, and again, you don't know what's going on, go back and watch all the other videos. So, it picks up, it says here, when we met, he and the lawyer, I told him what I discovered and how I discovered it. Can I legally record Ellie in my home without her knowledge? My attorney asked where the cameras were hidden, and I told him. He said that's legal in this state. I don't need to consent from the other party. Don't tell Ellie, tell me it's not legal. Oh, don't let Ellie tell me it's not legal. The lawyer continued, if I have a camera in the bathroom Ellie uses, take it out immediately and destroy any of that footage. It's a problem if I film her in the shower or on the toilet. I told him I didn't put cameras in the bathroom or the bedrooms. Good. You've all seen the reality shows or are familiar with the reality shows. They'll have cameras everywhere, but the one place they don't are in the bathroom. Can I use footage of her talking about her affair with the coworker? And he said, absolutely. I asked if I give footage to her HR of her admitting to an affair with a married coworker and she's fired. Will that mean I'll end up paying her alimony? And he said, not if she's fired for cause. She told you her firm is very strict about coworker affairs, particularly if they're cheating on their spouses. Ellie probably has moral turpitude clause in her contract. He said he has such a clause in his contract. It's pretty standard. If she's fired because she breached the professional requirements of her firm, that's on her. He continued, it's like if you were fired for misconduct by your employer and then demanded unemployment insurance because you're out of work. It's your fault you're out of work. You're not getting unemployment if you're fired for cause. Ellie's not getting alimony because she destroyed her own career. Okay. A good way to explain it. The attorney asked how I was going to get her out and on the road to divorce. I said, it's not going. He then said, then use it. Just be careful. Don't directly say if she doesn't agree to divorce and leave your house, you'll give the footage to her firm. Just tell her what you have. Let her fill in the blanks. She'll tell you she doesn't want you to give it to her HR and she doesn't want to get fired. Then I should tell her what I want. Her to leave and divorce. He continued, believe me, you won't have to give the video to her HR. She'll move out and go ahead with the divorce. She won't want to give up her law career. The legal community here is very tight-knit one. Everyone will know why she was fired. She'll never get a job with another firm. I can tell you guys, I know some lawyers. I had a girlfriend for a long time who was a lawyer. And let me tell you, they gossip and talk just like a bunch of fucking junior high girls. Believe me. And so, yes, they would have all been talking about that. He was right. Allie's identity was locked up with her being an attorney. She never risked giving her HR video or her admitting to an affair with her coworker. I told him to file a divorce agreement. He asked what I wanted to do about the house. I said, I'm going to buy her out of the house. Maybe I'll buy the furniture as well. When I got home that night, Ellie was in the kitchen cooking dinner. The good wife act that will suddenly disappear if I were to take her back. I told Ellie that we needed to talk. Stop what she's doing so we can talk. I guess she thought that I was ready to give in to talk about reconciliation, so she was smiling and sat with me in the living room. I bet she was smiling. I bet she was smiling like the fucking Emperor from Return of the Jedi. She's probably smiling like, good, just like Emperor Palpatine was saying in Jedi. I told Ellie that I wanted a divorce. I will never reconcile. She has to respect my wishes and move out. She's never been faithful to me, and I will never forgive her. She should leave, and we should just get on with it and divorce, and move on with the rest of our lives. Ellie, disappointed that I wasn't giving in to her wishes, started crying. I think she had to realize at this point, it's not going to change his mind. But that's the go-to method. No happily ever after. She said she loves me. She is not the same person as she was. She is sorry for her past behavior. She'll never cheat again. And I'm picturing like her nose like growing and growing and growing. Pinocchio there. She's so sorry for past behavior, she'll do whatever I want to prove that to me. She will never agree to divorce. She loves me too much. I just need to give her a chance to prove that to me. I'll never find anyone who loves me as much as she does. Oh, God. She really thinks she is the God's gift to the world. And you know she got a lot of that from her mother. She stopped crying and said that she's not going to discuss divorce. She got up and started back to the kitchen to continue making dinner. Well, I tried the reasonable way. Now it's time to take the gloves off. Bitch, you want to play hardball? Batter up. I asked Ellie what her managing partner would do if he knew about her affair with Don. She stopped. She looked at me with horror in her eyes, wide open, like she'd seen a ghost. She said, "Who's Don? What am I talking about?" I asked how Don's wife is. I understand Don's wife is Ellie's biggest fan. Ellie said nothing, just looked at me alarmed. I told Ellie that taking depositions must have been a real turn-on. Couldn't help herself with Don. Ellie said that I'm recording her conversations. That's illegal. I have to destroy anything I have immediately. She's not dumb. She knows she was saying that in the house and it was being recorded. I told her, nope, it's not illegal in this state, and I don't need her consent to record. I asked her what she thought I should do with the video of her talking about the affair with Dawn. She said I better destroy the video. She'll sue me. This is Miss I'll sue everybody for anything. She didn't get seated at a restaurant in a time frame she was happy with. I'm going to sue the restaurant. I mean, I just started laughing. I couldn't help it. Ellie turned beet red. She was furious. Nobody laughs at Ellie. New experience for her. She didn't like it. I heard Ellie tell people she was going to sue them many times. It's a joke. Now it's me she's going to sue. When I was down to chuckle, I asked Ellie if she wanted to reconcile with me or sue me. Did she really think sue me would get me to want her back? Good move, Ellie. I started laughing once again. Ellie opened her mouth. She's good at doing that. To say something and then close it. Ellie, with nothing to say, another first. I told her she has no lawsuit. Ellie just stayed silent. I guess trying to think of something to say that would stop me laughing at her. A real comeback that would put me in my place and shut me up. Finally, she said, I trapped her in a motel in Santa Fe. That's an unlawful imprisonment. She could put me in prison. I better destroy all recordings I have of her. I told her, go ahead, file a complaint. I'd love to hear her on the stand explaining what she was doing in Santa Fe. I can see the headlines now. Wife left naked in a hotel room after husband discovers her infidelity. And that's an article that would get a lot of clicks. And I'd cover that article. I'm sure Ellie's law firm will just be thrilled at the publicity. Great career move, Ellie. No more path to make partner. If she survives the publicity at all, I told her she's not filing any charges against me. What you just said there about good luck making partner. That is the dream, the goal of all young associates. Working their asses off 80, 100-hour weeks to make partner. And she ain't going to screw that up. Ellie again had nothing to say. She started crying. I guess the fallback position is if you have no response to cry. Hobag Handbook, Chapter 3. I sat at her and watched her cry. She looked at me pleadingly, weeping. She doesn't want to lose her job, her career. I told her I don't care about her or her job. I want her to agree to divorce, and I want her out of here. She was really crying now. I just watched, and she got up and went to her room. I guarantee the second she walked out of the room that the tears turned off like turning off the faucet. He says, wait, what happened to dinner? I was hungry. I should have waited until Ellie finished cooking dinner to have this talk. Man's got to eat. She came out of her room after about 2 hours. She asked what I thought the divorce agreement should be. I told her we split 50-50. I would buy her share of the townhouse and the furniture. No alimony. She told me she'd think about it, but she wants the townhouse free and clear. I should give her the townhouse. I told her, nope, everything's 50-50, and she sells me her share of the townhouse. She's not getting anything more. And she has to move out of the townhouse, and she has to do it quick. We get 3 appraisals for the townhouse, and I'll pay her half the appraisal of the 3 appraisals. Ellie went back to her room. He says, it's funny. 2 days ago, I thought seriously about giving her the townhouse in exchange for her agreeing to the divorce. Not anymore. Listening to my lawyer telling me to be patient paid off. Listen to your lawyer as long as your lawyer is a good one. The next morning, I was ready to leave for work when she came out of her room. She said she needed to get a family law attorney. I said fine, but she has to make arrangements to move out. She said she talked to a lawyer. That night, Ellie called to say he'll be late. She had an appointment with her attorney. Progress. While waiting for Ellie to get back and tell me about what her attorney said, I got some takeout pizza and was eating in the kitchen. There was a banging at the front door. Like, what now? What the fuck is going on now? What in this shitstorm? What could possibly be happening now? He says here, it was Ken, Karen's husband. Oh boy. I hadn't spoken to him in a while. He's not been very friendly to me since finding out I'm the father of his oldest child, so I let him in. Well, you can't blame old Ken here for being kind of off his rocker right now, but this dude telling the story isn't the bad guy here. He asked if I found this all amusing. Screwing his wife and getting her pregnant, it must have been fun for Ellie, Karen, and me to hide our game from him. Hang on, bro. I knew nothing about this. I certainly wouldn't willingly participate in this madness. He says, what kind of a man smiles to his face and then proceeds to sleep with his wife? We must have laughed and laughed when I got Karen pregnant. Did I make me feel more of a man by doing his wife, etc.? Did I laugh every time I saw him with his daughter? What a fool he's been. Karen, Ellie, and me are despicable people. He was standing in front of me yelling. I said, whoa, sit down and let's talk. He clenched his fist and glared at me. I took a step forward. If he was going to take a swing at me, I wanted him to do it when I was expecting it. I said, Ken, just sit down. You're wrong about all this. I stepped forward again, and he stepped back and fell back on the couch. He put his hands over his face. I told him I found out that Karen and Ellie were switching husbands 5 minutes before he did. I did not know what they were doing. Why did he think I knew? Because Karen, his wife, is feeding him a bunch of bullshit. And his whole world's crashing down, and you can certainly understand that. He's found out his daughter isn't his, and all the other shit. Ken said that Karen hinted that I knew. And you're going to believe her? Really? Ellie has not directly told him that I knew about it, but she talks about it like it's something everybody knows. She tells Ken that I've been interested in my daughter. I'm always asking how she's doing and bragging about her. I've been doing this ever since she was born, not just since the DNA test came back. Ellie now refers to me as my daughter, never as Ken's. So Karen and Ellie are putting all this shit in his head. Come on here, look at their actions. You can't trust a word they say. Ken said he knows I knew. I did all this to humiliate him. I used his wife to demean him. Oh, you're saying this dude used his wife? It's not her. She's a sweet, innocent, victimless person here? Come on. Or victim. He said he doesn't understand why his wife hates him so much that she would agree to play him like this. Why did I hate him so much? All has been laughing at him behind his back, and now we're laughing in his face. If this guy's not careful, he's going to go do something crazy and get himself put in prison the rest of his life. I told him again I don't know, or I didn't know. Why would I be divorcing Ellie if I knew? Why would I force Karen to tell him not just about the husband, switching, and Ellie about her, and Karen's Saturday adventures with my 2 employees? Why did it stop when Karen got pregnant? If I knew, it wouldn't matter that Karen and Ellie were no longer identical. He knows I'm not sleeping with his wife right now. I haven't since Karen got pregnant. He's wrong to think I knew about any of this. I told him that Karen and Ellie just want to divide us. Soon they'll be telling you it's all my fault. That Karen was forced into this by me. You should forgive her and reconcile. Unless Ellie and Karen had something even worse planned, I said again that I knew nothing about any of this. Can't make this shit up. Truth is stranger than fiction. I told Ken that Karen and Ellie knew he was seeing a coworker. They were planning to threaten him and with exposing their affair to get him to take Karen back. He looked at me and said, "You always know what they're up to, don't you? Ever since the beginning." I didn't expect that. He got up, opened the front door, looked at me and said, "Fuck you," and he left. He says, poor guy. He finds out his wife is cheating on him, his daughter isn't his, and he has 2 harpies driving the knife in as deep as they can, as often as they can. And you know they're enjoying it. When Ellie walked in after her attorney meeting, I asked her why she's telling Ken that I knew about the game all these years. She denies she's been doing that. Of course she is. She says she's always tried to hide my role in this from Ken. I asked what role. I had no role. She just smiled. She knows I'm recording. I told her she was despicable for letting Ken believe I was sleeping with his wife and got her pregnant to humiliate him. Maybe of all the horrible things she's done, this is probably the worst. Ellie asked if we could talk. I told her I'm not going to talk to her until she tells Ken the truth. I didn't know about anything about their game. I told her if she was concerned about the cameras recording her, she can go outside to call Ken. I won't talk to her again unless she does that. She said she'd think about it. This girl's a character. I got up to go to my room. She said she talked to her attorney. Did I want to hear? I just kept climbing the stairs, and she said, okay, she'll call. She went outside, and I went out with her. She said she'll talk to her sister, not Ken. She'll tell Karen to talk to her husband. He says, always a lawyer, always protecting her backside. She called Karen and told her that Ken has to be told it's not true that Phil knew about the game. Tell him Phil knew nothing, that he's innocent. Karen should call Ellie back when she's talking to Ken. Ellie and I went back inside. I asked what her attorney said. She gave me the attorney's card for my attorney to contact. The attorney wasn't from Ellie's law firm. I asked why she didn't use the family law attorney at her firm, and she said that the family law attorney at her firm was Don's wife. The same wife who kicked her ass in the parking garage or whatever a year earlier. It says, I couldn't stop laughing. You can't make this stuff up. Too perfect. Karen called Ellie back while I was laughing at Ellie. Ellie answered and told Karen not to say anything. Just answer her questions. Did Karen talk to Ken? Yes. Did he believe Karen? Karen said he doesn't believe anything Karen says, but Karen will keep telling him the same thing. It's like the age-old thing, keep repeating it, and eventually people will believe it. Ellie said okay and hung up. Nothing incriminating for the cameras. I guess there's nothing I can do right now about Ken. It will make it hard for me to have a relationship with his or my daughter. I asked her when she's moving out. I'm waiting for a gentleman. She started crying. She said she didn't want a divorce. She loved me. She understands she behaved horribly and hurt me, but she thinks we can get through this together. She'll never hurt me again. She'll do whatever I want to make me comfortable with her. Get out the knee pads, honey. She will get help with her obvious problems. We can work this together. Get help with her problems, that she's a liar, she's manipulative, she's evil, she's a sociopath, she's a narcissist. No amount of therapy or medication is going to ever change that. I told her the only thing we're doing is getting a divorce. When is she leaving? She asked why she has to leave. What do you mean why? Bitch, we're getting a divorce. She's just trying to mind fuck this guy as often as she can. Why didn't I leave? I told her I had done nothing wrong. I shouldn't be punished for her bad behavior. We're divorcing because of her actions, not mine. Besides, I'm going to keep the townhouse. I don't trust her not to wreck the place. She has to leave. Oh, she would destroy that place. She'd be flushing things down the toilet to stuff up the pipes. She'd be kicking holes in the walls. She'd be getting termites to put, in the wall. I mean, she'd be doing everything to destroy that place. Oh my God. Ellie asked where I expected her to go. I said, that's not my problem. Maybe Don and his wife have a spare bedroom. Since she and Don won't be employed, they can hang out together. She said, okay, she'll leave. She'll stay with her parents until she finds a place of her own. Ellie signed the divorce papers and moved out yesterday. Thank the Lord. Praise Jesus. She moved to her parents' house. The only open issue is what it will cost me to keep the furniture in the townhouse. We're waiting on the appraisals for the townhouse. The waiting period here for a divorce to be final is 1 year. Our divorce should be final after that year. That's going to be a long year, my man. Ken and Karen still live together. Ken is evidently paying Karen for her housekeeping and nanny services. Wants to make her feel like she's just his employee, not his wife. They're still divorcing. I don't know what happened with the woman from his work Ken was dating. Ken is still not happy with me. It's probably better to wait until his daughter's older to begin a relationship with her. I don't have any choice. Yeah, dude, you're going to have to wait a while. Ken has got to go through a lot of healing, and it's going to take time for him. He may never believe that you had nothing to do with this. It's possible, but his whole world is falling apart. So just give this guy, be patient with him, give him a pass to a point, unless he is literally threatening you with harm, or you know what I mean. I mean, the guy's going through a lot of shit. Try to have as much empathy as possible to the point that then you can. I still have that plane ticket with Karen's name that Ellie used to leave Santa Fe. Should I use it against Ellie and Karen, or just move on with my life? I think I should use it. Karen and Ellie have destroyed my marriage and Ken's family because of their games. Ken hates me, and I've done nothing wrong. He hates that I'm the father of his daughter that he loves. Imagine how complicated his relationship with the daughter that he's raising will be. Ellie and Karen caused all this. They have it coming to them. And that, gentlemen, is the end of this story. I thank you all for watching this. You're very loyal supporters here. But something tells me there'll be an update. There's going to be bullshit that's going to be going over the next year, and we're going to hear about it. So, bro, definitely send any updates you have down the road. As for your question about the evidence of Ellie using her sister's license and all that in the plane, which is highly illegal, I say just keep it tucked away. Keep it tucked away just in case any bullshit comes down the road. She knows you have it, at least I think she does, and go from there. I wouldn't just go exposing her. That is just something you keep in your little insurance policy to make sure she stays in line, gives you the divorce, no more bullshit. And even after the divorce, I keep it anyway. It's just to stir up any shit down the road. Does she deserve to get what's coming to her with regards to that? Of course, but I'd rather just keep it around and protect yourself just in case. But that's just me. You do what you want to do. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know what you think about this. Again, guys, thank you for sticking with these long stories here. There's definitely a big chunk of subscribers here that really enjoy these long stories. So believe me, as guys write these things in with these updates, I'll keep doing them. Many, many parts. I think the longest story I ever did was the 8-parter. I think you all know what I'm talking about here. That's quite a crazy one. And that ain't over, and we know it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.